Okay, so I think we're going to get started now. So welcome to the Department of Sociology's Triton Talk. My name is Jillian Tracy. I'm the undergraduate coordinator and advisor for the department. We'll also be joined by my fellow advisor, Siobhan Holton, and she'll be helping out with the Q&A portion of the talk. All right, so just a few housekeeping notes. So this session is being recorded, so you'll be able to find it online later on. And there is a Q&A feature in the Zoom, so make sure if you're sending any questions to send it via the Q&A, and make sure to not share any personal information because again, the meeting is being recorded. All right, so for the presentation outline, we're going to be going over the sociology major, a few things about it. So like, for example, what is sociology, some of the major curriculum and different majors you can do in sociology, a few career aspects in grad schools for those who are interested in grad schools, opportunities in the departments as well as on campus, and then advising at UCSD as well as a Q&A at the end. All right, so what is sociology? So this is a common question we get in the major. So overall, sociology is the study of human social behavior. So sociologists look at social life and behavior for individuals and communities. So they study like social change, social cause and consequences of social behavior. So overall, rather than viewing our world through only one lens, sociologists seek to view the world through lenses that combine these diverse perspectives. All right, so about the major at UCSD. So our major offers 8 options. So you can either broadly major in sociology or choose from one of our 7 concentrations. So our 7 concentrations are listed here. So American Studies, Science and Medicine, Law and Society, International Studies, Economy and Society, Culture and Communications, and Social Inequalities. And so there's descriptions on each to the right of the concentrations. And a few questions that we get about concentrations is like if you're stuck between concentrations or which one should you go with. Generally, if you're kind of like in between concentrations, we recommend starting out with a general sociology major. And then kind of like through choosing your coursework at UCSD and within the major, you'll be able to kind of like specialize and kind of see which track you're the most interested in. All right, so our major overall, it is a combination of 16 courses, so 4 lower division and 12 upper division courses. So 2 upper division courses are what I call our kind of like core courses. So this is our theory and methods course. And then regardless of whether you're a general sociology major or a concentration major, you're going to be taking 10 upper division electives. Where the upper division electives will differ is if you're a concentration major, 5 of those upper division electives, I should say, will be concentration courses. So our major overall is quite flexible. Our courses generally don't have very many prerequisites. The only course that has a prerequisites is our methods course that you'll be taking later on. And essentially, we encourage students to consider like double majoring, minoring, or incorporating other academic programs into their studies. And our courses cover a wide variety of topics. For example, we have a course on like sociology of humor, sociology of food, critical gender studies. We have courses on different ethnic studies topics and law-based courses. So overall, we have quite a diverse amount of courses you can choose from. So a few common questions about majoring in sociology. So a few questions from transfer students might have is, do I need to complete all lower division coursework prior to applying to UCSD? So no, you don't have to complete all of our lower division coursework prior to transferring over. Oftentimes students will have, say, 3 out of 4 of our requirements done, maybe 2 or even maybe 1 out of 4. Either way, you're going to be good to go, and we'll work with you kind of once you're at UCSD to incorporate a plan for your studies. So another common question is if you're stuck between majors. So say if you're stuck between choosing majors, like what should you do? So this is a tough call to make, and it will depend on such a variety of factors. So for example, like how quickly do you want to graduate? What are your potential career interests, and so much more. So overall, if you're stuck between deciding on two majors, we recommend touching base with the major departments, and each of the major departments can go over and see how your interests will align with their programs. So another common question that we get about the major, this is related to like transfer students. So for example, if you studied a different topic at your local college and you have not yet taken sociology courses, can you still apply to major in sociology at UCSD? So absolutely, yes, you can. Generally, when you're applying, you can change your major once at UCSD, and you'll work with your academic department to establish an academic plan that aligns with your time frame. All right. So moving on. So this is another common question that we get with sociology. So what can you do with sociology? So sociology, since it's so diverse, it's more so what can't you do with sociology? So sociology degrees allow for such a diverse career paths that it really depends on your career interests. So students will either go directly into a career that they would like to start off with, or they'll go into post-graduation studies and go into grad schools. So overall, what we want to emphasize is that regardless of what major you are or what concentration you are within sociology, you are not boxed into a particular career with your major. So in this image here are just a few examples of some career paths that students tend to gravitate towards. So yeah, so those are a few of our industries that students commonly prefer. Okay, so moving on. So there is a lot of opportunities for involvement at UCSD. We highly encourage students to incorporate this during their time here. Yes, you are here to study, but you're also here to kind of like balance yourself out. So there's a few different departments that you can touch base with to see what opportunities they can incorporate into your studies. So for example, there's the study abroad program, campus organizations and clubs, there's academic internship program, a UCDC program where, for example, you can do an internship at DC, research programs, and so much more. So for the next slide, we're going to be focusing on a few programs that are specific to our sociology major. So for major programs within sociology, there's three main ones. So our research apprenticeship program, the honors program, and the Mexican migration field research program. So all three of these programs, students will be able to participate in them and receive academic credit. So meaning you're going to be taking a series of courses through each program that will be able to apply towards upper division credit for your major. So the main differences between each of the programs. So the research apprenticeship program, students will be functioning as a research assistant, and you'll be assisting either a professor or graduate student in our department with already established research. So through the program, you're going to take 3 courses, and those courses will be able to apply towards your major, and you'll also get research experience of functioning as a research assistant. So the honors program is a bit different in that instead of functioning as a research assistant, you're more so functioning, or you're more so heading the research. So students in the honors program will select an honors topic that they want to study, and they'll be able to really kind of dive in and focus on researching that project for 2 quarters. So those 2 quarters is when you'll have a course that will be able to incorporate into your academic program for sociology. So the Mexican migration field research program. This one's a bit different in that instead of it being 2 quarters long, which is what the research apprenticeship program and the honors program are, this one is a year-long program in our department. So this program, students will be taking 3 courses, and the MMFRP program does cutting-edge research on public issues of our time. So for this year and for the present, the MMFRP program is functioning and highlighting asylum seekers. So the research that they're doing is based on participation observation of more than 130 in-depth interviews and asylum seekers in 6 migrant shelters in Tijuana. So MMFRP examines how US asylum policies affect families in the front lines of the asylum crisis at the US-Mexican border. So these are a few programs that we offer within our departments that we encourage students to incorporate within their studies if they're interested in research. All right, so just a few more examples of some specific projects that students have worked on through our programs. So for the Research Apprenticeship Program, these are a few topics that students kind of focused on, as well as a few honors theses. All right, so advising at UCSD. So once you're at UCSD, you're going to receive very specialized advising supports. So you're going to be working with like your major advisor, minor advisor, if you have a double major, both of your major advisors, and college advisors. So regardless of kind of which major you end up with or which college, you're going to have a variety of individuals who are going to be here to support you during your time at UCSD. So with so many resources on campus and with how big campus is, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by everything. So feel free, if you're having trouble finding anything, to let advisors know, because we're here to help you navigate your time at UCSD. All right, so that kind of wraps up the gist of sociology and a few points that we'd like to highlight. So now we'd like to welcome you to ask any questions that you have about the major or studying sociology. All right, so looks like not that many questions for today, totally fine. So we would like to thank you then for attending our program, and we hope to see you very soon. If you do have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat or in the Q&A.